Good afternoon and welcome to Joburgtv News. I am Gauteng with your news updates. Now let's take a look at your top stories this hour. Dros rape accused Nicholas Ninow sent for psychiatric assessment. Lonehill residents concerned about flooding as heavy rains lash Gauteng. And President Cyril Ramaphosa cancels Shembe church visit. Good afternoon. 20-year-old Nicholas Ninow has been sent to Weskoppies for psychiatric assessment over the next 30 days. He appeared in court this morning after being charged with raping a 7-year-old girl in the bathroom at the Bulletin restaurant last year. Ninow's court appearance on Monday was over in just a few minutes. According to submissions last year, he was diagnosed as being bipolar in 2013. The legal team representing the family of the 7-year-old victim was in court monitoring proceedings. Ninow will be back in the dock on the 8th of February. Residents have been warned to take the necessary precautions and motorists to be safe on the roads as flooding is expected in Gauteng. Lonehill residents say the heavy rains are starting to wreak havoc in the area. The South African Weather Services have issued a warning of severe downpours, hail and strong winds until tonight. Catch more updates on Joburgtv weather forecasts. Shembe church members were left disappointed as ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa cancelled his trip due to bad weather. Ramaphosa was expected to attend a church service today. The well-known church has over 4 million members countrywide. Yesterday, Ramaphosa delivered the keynote address as the party celebrated its 107th birthday. Up next is Khahudi with your sports updates.
Thank you, Dr. Here are your last sports update for today. South Africa's acting CEO, Paul, says the body will now throw its weight behind Bafana, getting the last throw they need for their last qualifier. After the hosting of the Africa Cup of Nations failed and was awarded to Egypt. Paul appealed to Premier Soccer League clubs and their officials to also get their weight behind the needs of the coach Stuart Baxter for their national team's last qualifier against Libya on March 23. Bafana only need a point to qualify for this year's qualifier, which will be hosted by Egypt. Ex-Baroka Chief Executive Officer Morgan Maila heading to Chipa to change the mess. Maila resigned on Monday and Baroka boss Kushim Patlele has confirmed his departure. Maila confirmed that he will be starting his duties with the Chile Boys on Monday, January 14th. Maila had been with Baroka for the 5 years since their first national first division in 2013. Moving on to cricket, with pitches again taking center stage in the South African summer, Gauteng Cricket Board Chief Executive Officer Greg Fredericks gave assurance that the Wanderers surface will be without demons for Friday's third test against Pakistan. South Africa's premier cricket ground came under intense scrutiny because of its pitch during the third test against India earlier last year. The pitch gave a poor rating and earned 3 points from the International Cricket Council. Meanwhile, the Proteas have announced Dean Elgar as their captain for Friday's last test against Pakistan since Captain Faf du Plessis has been suspended. That's all your sports news today. Till we meet again in 24 hours. Back to you, Dr. Eka.
Thank you, KG. Now let's take a look at the weather details and traffic with Gail Visachi.
In Johannesburg today, it's partly cloudy with a low of 17 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Residents are warned to keep safe, especially on the roads. More heavy rains are expected in most areas later on tonight. There'll be thunderstorms in the evening until Friday. This afternoon in Pretoria, it's 28 degrees Celsius, and also in Vereeniging, a low of 14 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. And in your traffic news, there's an accident after a ramp from N12 Airlines eastbound ramp from N3 Airlines southbound. And also in Modderfontein, there's an accident. Please do drive carefully. There are roadworks on the R24 West, causing delays between Edenvale Road and on the N12 merge. And that's all we have for you this afternoon. Till next time, goodbye.
And that is it from the news team and I. Goodbye.